Well, hello and welcome back for another video. This week we're going to be learning a little bit about the moon. And this is good timing because we got a full moon coming up. So I'm sure you've looked up in the sky on a clear night before and you've seen the moon. Sometimes you see it when it's just a little sliver of light. Other times you look up there and it looks like kind of a half circle, so we call that a half moon. Other times you see the whole circle, we call that a full moon. That's because that whole side of the moon is actually illuminated or lit up by the sun. So that's why we see it. I'm sure you've also seen, if you're a keen observer, you look on the moon, maybe you even look through a telescope, you see these dark spots on the moon. Some of those dark spots are what we call craters. So a crater is kind of like a big dent in a surface. Okay? And how those are formed on the moon is an asteroid or maybe a small meteor is streaking through and it actually hits the moon. Now, because it's going so fast, when it hits, lots of stuff actually gets blown out and then you're left with this kind of bowl shape. And let me show you a picture. Right, so this is one of our astronomy books here in the Discovery. Here we go. So these are different pictures of the moon. You see up in the sky, you see those dark areas? Some of those dark areas are just flatter areas of the moon. But if you look really closely, you'll see something that looks like this. This is a crater. So again, a crater is formed when something rams into it really fast, blows out stuff on the side, and you're left with kind of a bowl shape. That's a crater. The Earth gets craters too, but because the moon, it doesn't have any weather, it has no atmosphere, no flowing water, craters don't get blown or washed away on the moon. They actually stay put. All right, now, our craft today is going to be making a moon rock. It's pretty cool. All right, well, let me show you what materials you need to make your own moon rock. First, you're going to want to get some kind of bowl. Doesn't matter what color. Any kind of bowl will do. At least this size, though, would be good. A spoon, maybe for mixing. We also have different sizes of measuring cups. I probably won't use all of these, but depending on how much of materials you want to use to make your rocks, you might want to choose some different sizes. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave these here and then just kind of decide which ones I want to use as I go along. You're also going to want baking soda. Also, now this is optional but recommended just because it looks cool when you mix it in. This is glitter. This is actually glitter paint, but you can use regular glitter too. That's just fine. Also, I have vinegar, jar of vinegar, and I just put some of that vinegar in my own little jar here. Vinegar and food coloring. Again, this is optional, but if you want a really, really cool effect, I highly recommend food coloring. All right, now, first thing we're going to do is we are going to take some baking soda, and I want to do just 1 cup. So this is my cup measuring container here. Just going to empty that in. More. Try not to make it overflowing here. All right. Well, that's almost a cup there. It's not quite. All right. That'll work. Now just empty it into your bowl. Next thing you're going to want to add is your glitter. In my case, this silver glitter paint here. There it goes. should be good there. Actually, I don't need a whole lot. Just a little bit is fine. All right, next thing you want to add is some food coloring. I'm actually going to use a couple different colors. Of course, you can use whatever color or mix of colors you like. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 5 of the blue. And I want to add in some green too. I think that'll be kind of a cool mix. All right, here we go. Count them out with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I got 5 of the blue, 5 of the green. Here's what it looks like so far. Kind of pretty. Now, next thing, the last thing you're going to add is water. And it doesn't take a whole lot of water. All right, so now watch. There we go. I'd say that's maybe a tablespoon's worth of water in there. So again, this is almost, not even quite 1 cup, almost 1 cup of baking soda, a little swirl of glitter paint, or maybe a tablespoon of glitter if you just have glitter, and 5 drops of blue and 5 drops of green. Again, you can use whatever color food coloring you want. Now, next thing you're going to do is you're going to mix this together, and I'm going to use my ordinary plastic spoon for that. Mix that up. And as you go along, actually might find that you would want to maybe use a little more water. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to get this to clump together. Okay, but that baking soda is really powdery. Okay, so just to make this a little more liquidy and less powdery, what do you think we should add? Let's add a little more water. This is kind of fun to experiment. You know, when I cook, if I've never cooked anything before, then I'll use a recipe. But I actually find it's really fun to kind of experiment. So once I just sort of learn basically how something is made with a recipe, I like to just do it by feel. So it's just kind of fun to experiment like that. Oh, maybe add a little bit more food coloring, maybe add just a little bit more water. Just see what happens. All right, and because I added that water, it's really mixing in with that food coloring. Kind of cool color there, almost looks like mint ice cream. I wouldn't want to eat it though. All right, mix that up a little more. And I'm gonna add a little more water. This is totally up to you. There we go. There, you can see just a little bit of that glitter shining in there. All right, well, I might stir this a little more. I don't want to keep you waiting, so I'll go ahead and pause it right here. All right, so I stirred that up for a bit, and this is what I got. Really kind of a nice teal color in there, like a turquoise. You can see, maybe you see a little bit of the glitter in there. All right, now, what I want to do next is I want to put some of this into another bowl. I'm going to get another bowl. And I'm going to scoop some of this out. Okay, and if you don't mind getting a little dirty, it's kind of fun. You can just go ahead and use your fingers. And just plop it in there. Maybe get a little more. Another spoonful. So these clumps, these will eventually get harder. So right now they're really kind of gooey still, but if you wait long enough, they get harder. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to let's get another little scoop here. I'm going to let those sit in there, and I am going to wait. I'm actually going to wait overnight, so I get a lot of time to dry. Okay, but I want to show you a batch that I made this morning. So these are moon rocks that I made this morning now. You see, these ones here, they ended up being a little slimy. So here, they're hardening up a little bit, but I had a lot of water to those. But then you see, let me grab this one here. That one's pretty hard. Okay, it's not going to be like a rock you find outside. It's not that hard, but eventually that baking soda, all that stuff we mixed in it, it will get kind of hard. So you can just pick it up like this. Now, here's the fun part. Remember I told you about that vinegar? I'm going to take my teaspoon. Whoa, that vinegar's strong. Just going to take a teaspoon here. Now watch what happens. Let's get that in the shot here. Let me go ahead and do this one here. Is that pretty cool? You can hear it. You can hear the fizzing. Yeah, let's add some more. Why is it doing that? So vinegar is actually an acid. Let's add some to this one here. See? Oh, it's really going there. Vinegar is a type of acid. It's actually used for cooking. It can even be used for cleaning because of the acid in it, and it's a safe cleaner. But that acid, when it mixes with that baking soda, remember this is mostly baking soda in here, then it causes it to fizz when they mix together. Okay. So there you go. You got your own fizzy moon rocks. So again, what you put in the bowl here, leave it overnight and then see what happens when you add vinegar to it. All right, well, I hope that was fun, and I will see you next week for another video.